What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Predator. So I got the DVD right here. Got a little front view. It's a beautiful cover. Magical cover. Got a little back view right there. So yeah, gotta flex the DVD. That's first on the agenda. And yeah, talking about Predator, I mean, what do I think about this movie? I mean, it's an absolute classic. I used to watch this on repeat as a kid. I don't know. I think this is a classic. It's just a great movie. So yeah. I mean that like I probably sound like a basic bro on here. But I mean, what am I gonna say? That's bad. It's not. It's not bad. Like this movie is. It's the cat's pajamas. So there you go. But anyways, now I'm gonna jump into a plot summary. Even though that might be redundant, a lot of people have already seen this. I'm gonna give a plot summary anyways. Maybe there's some young cats watching who haven't seen this. I don't know. But anyways, basic plot summary. The movie focuses on this paramilitary rescue team led by Dutch, who's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and basically this rescue team is sent on what they think is a rescue mission in the South American jungle, but you know, things are not as they seem. It's more of an assassination mission, so stuff's going wrong, and on top of that, even more goes wrong later on as they start getting picked off one by this elite alien hunter, which we know as the Predator. So that is the basic plot summary. The first point that I want to get into is I really liked the hunter aspect of the Predator. So you know, there was like this like little line of dialogue where they're talking about the reason the Predator didn't go after that woman Anna is because she was unarmed. So there's, you know, like with hunting has this element of sport to it. You can't just, you know, hunt a deer with a machine gun. You know, like there's certain seasons that you go hunting and you can only hunt so many animals at once, and you can only use certain guns and certain types of ammo, you know. So there's like rules and regulations related to hunting, and there's, you know, an element of sport to it. You can't, it can't be, there's got to be an element of challenge to it. So, you know, the Predator would not kill Anna because she was unarmed, and that would just be like there would be no challenge to that. And I also liked how the Predator kept human skulls as trophies because, you know, that like I said, that's just very in line with the whole hunter aspect of his character. You know, like when I was growing up, we had a little like cottage up north that we would go to, and like we would have like deer skulls and like deer mounts everywhere. You know, like that's the thing. Like I'm not really a hunter, but we just had them because like people in my family are hunters and stuff. But you know, that's like a thing that people do. If you get, you know, if you get like a deer that has, you know, I'm not trying to be funny, but like a big rack, like if you get like a 12-point buck or something, like you might want to get that mounted. You might want to go to the taxidermist, get that mounted. Sometimes, you know, you get it mounted with like the fur and everything, but sometimes like we had these deer skulls where they were just like, my dad still has them at his house, where it's just, you can like, if you get the deer skull, you can get it like cleaned and bleached, and then you just like kind of mounted on a plaque or whatever. So that's a real thing that hunters do, where they keep, a skull as a trophy. Or we even had like, there was like beaver pelts that we had. So it's like, you know, that's not really hunting. That was like there was a whole thing where like we had to get an exterminator because the beavers were building dams and what have you. But anyways, you know, like when I grew up, like when I would go up north, I would always hear like deer skulls on the wall. So it's like that's a known thing as well with hunting, where it's like you sometimes if you get an admirable like buck, you're gonna keep it. So you're gonna keep the skull as a trophy, as like a little memento. So I liked how the predator was keeping like human skulls as trophies as well. That was a nice little touch. And I like in the third act when the predator pretty much finds like a worthy worthy prey, where they're like his prey is almost an even match with him. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna make things I'm gonna make things completely even. I don't need all this technology. I don't need all this gear. I'm just gonna go in with nothing and totally like even the playing field. I always liked that aspect, and I thought it was interesting that like Dutch and the Predator, they had this like completely even match. And like the Predator, you could tell like the Predator loved it like that. Like he was probably bored like hunting all these other people, where it was like too easy. But like he finally had like a legitimate challenge, and he was like, I'm just gonna make this even harder on myself because that'll make it more fun. I'm gonna take off all my gear. And I always, okay, actually before I get into this, what's crazy too is how easily he picked off everyone. But these are like elite paramilitary personnel. Like he picks them off like it's nothing, and these are some of the most like well trained like personnel, like period, and that kind of heightens the stakes, that these are the most like badass individuals. Like they're skilled, they're trained, they could like this is their career. Like they send these people on like the hardest missions, and they're getting picked off easily. So like someone like you or me, it would be like nothing for the Predator to take us out. So like that kind of heightens the stakes. But so I had to mention that. But anyways, getting back to the Predator taking all his gear off in the third act. Ever since I was a kid watching this movie, I've always thought this. Like it just like boggled my mind. It's like the Predator totally played himself. Like it didn't work out for him. Like why? Like I always thought, like why would he do that? Like he could have just, like I understand he wanted the challenge, but like the risk to reward ratio wasn't there. It's like you're risking potentially, like now you could like really die, but like what's the reward? Like, oh, it'll like you'll be like slightly more proud of yourself because you killed him with none of your weapons. Like I always just thought about it like, I mean, of course I wanted Dutch to survive, and I wanted the Predator to die, but like I always looked at the Predator in the first Predator movie like, what a stupid dummy. Like you played yourself, dude. Like I don't even feel bad for you. Like you're like the Predator got lost in the sauce. Like I don't know. Like he should have just stuck to the plan. But I'm glad he did not, because we gotta have Dutch win. Like he's the man. So there you go. But also, okay, moving along. That's all I wanted to talk about, the hunter aspect. There you go. It was great. Now just getting into some random stuff. I like how Bill Duke's character Mac was like stress shaving. like I mean early on he's just shaving with no shaving cream when they're like flying in, but like later on he's straight up just like stress shaving, like that's like his nervous tick, like that's how he deals with stress, is just shaving with no shaving cream. He's shaving like the side of his face. Like who even shaves that part? Maybe I'm supposed to, I don't know. Like I don't really grow hair right here, you know? I grow hair here and here and here, but like my dude, why are you shaving right here? Who shaves there? Like, now you're gonna grow a bunch of weird hairs, like, right in some awkward spot. But anyways, I just thought that was funny because, you know, sometimes people stress eat. Sometimes if people are stressed, you're smoking more, you're drinking more. But how does Mac deal with stress? He shaves with no shaving cream. And, I mean, that's hardcore. No shaving cream, like, I mean, all these other characters in the movie are badass, but I mean he might take the cake with the shaving with no shaving cream. Like, dude, you're not scared of razor bumps? Like, you're hardcore, man. Like, that's gangster. Like, that junk messed me up. Like, I was just cringing watching it. I'm like, you're gonna get a razor bump there, man. Hey, buddy, cool off. You're gonna get a razor bump. But anyways, I just thought it was funny how he's stress shaving. I'm gonna start doing that. Like when I get real stressed, like at work, I'm just gonna whip out a razor and just start shaving my face in awkward places. It's gonna ease some tension. Like I don't need any vices. I don't need to drink alcohol to relieve stress. I'm just going to, whenever I feel like the need to relieve stress, I'm just gonna whip out a Bic disposable razor and start shaving my face aggressively. So there you go. Another random point. I always remember Jesse Ventura's character Blaine, like just chewing in this movie, and this movie and The Sandlot kind of always made me curious to try loose leaf chewing tobacco. So like when I was in high school, I would dibble dabble with chewing tobacco, but you just like the regular stuff like Grizzly or Copenhagen, like where you just like pack a lip, you know, you just take a little pinch, you put it in between your gum and your lip, and you just let it chill there. But I would always see in these like older movies people chewing the loose leaf chewing tobacco where you actually just grab a handful, basically like Big League Chew, and you just chew it. And I was always like intrigued. I was like, wow, like that's like I gotta try that one day. So yeah, like in high school I did get some and I tried it, and like I was very underwhelmed. Like I feel like maybe because there were like less chemicals or something, but I wasn't really like buzzing. Like I put like a big ass like clump in my mouth, and I was just chewing on it for a minute because like I went out, I was like playing pickup baseball with my friends. I'm like, and there was this gas station that sold it, and they like sold the minors, so I'm like, I gotta pick that up. So I got that, and I was like underwhelmed. Like I wasn't really buzzing as fat as I would buzz off like some other stuff, and it was so messy. Like a lot of the time I would just do pouches because they weren't as messy, you know. Like sometimes if you're putting like, even if you're just like dipping like loose leaf chew, you get all kinds of Scooby snacks going on. It's like you can't like eat a meal after. It's like you gotta like basically brush your teeth, or you gotta like swig some water. Like the loose leaf chew was a mess, and I feel like I wasn't even like buzzing that fat off of it. I thought I would get like just this insane like craziest buzz ever. I thought I'd be straight like falling down. Like I thought I'd be getting woozy off that junk, but I really wasn't. But yeah, basically I always remember Blaine chewing that loose leaf chewing tobacco, and that always kind of like put it in my head like I wanted to try it. But like once I got old enough to try it and I tried it, like it was not it. It was not where it's at. So there you go. But okay, moving along. I gotta talk about all the memorable lines in this, because in my opinion, this is one of the most quotable movies, period. Point blank, period. Like, I think like this is just one of the most quotable movies of all time. Like like even if you haven't seen the movie, you probably know these lines. Even if you don't know where they're from, maybe like younger people, like they might not know what the line is from, but they know the line, you know? So talk, speaking of Blaine, his iconic line, "I ain't got time to bleed." Mic drop. Like that. It's how much more badass can you get? Like these, I don't think you can get much more badass in this movie. Like dudes shaking each other's hands with like 45-inch biceps. Like Arnold coming through with his like just smoking the cigar on the plane. Like this movie's badass. Okay, jumping back into quotes. When Arnold sees the Predator unmasked for the first time, "You're one ugly motherfucker." Great. You gotta mention this. "Get to the chopper." Come on, everyone knows that. My grandma knows that. My grandfather knows that. Little kids, like I said, like little 3-year-old kids know that line. Everyone knows "Get to the chopper." Great. Not chopper, chopper. There you go. And then one last honorable mention. There's countless other memorable lines, but I don't want this video to be too long, so we gotta save one of the best for last. "If it bleeds, we can kill it." There you go. So, I mean, the whole movie is memorable, but it's so quotable. Like the movie, like I've been quoting this movie since I was a young buck, since I was a little guy. So yeah, it's very quotable, very memorable, great lines, great movie. And yeah, now I'm just gonna kind of wrap things up and finish my review in a sec. So just to kind of go over everything, I think the cast in this was fantastic. I mean, Arnold did fantastic, but everyone, Carl Weathers did great. Jesse Ventura did great. Bill Duke did great. Like everyone in the main cast did fantastic. So you had a great cast. The location was fantastic. They're deep in the jungle. They're isolated. They can't just get picked up in the middle of the jungle. Like they have to get to this faraway extraction point. So they're isolated. They're trapped. There's really not a lot of great places to hide, especially because the predator is mainly hiding out in these extremely tall trees. So yeah, the location kind of aided to the atmosphere and the tension and the action, and it was great. So yeah, the location was great. The action was absolutely phenomenal. Like this movie, like I said, it's just badass. Like what more can you say? The effects were great. The Predator looked fantastic. It was just a guy in like a suit, like in makeup. The Predator looked great. Some of the kills were fantastic. Carl Weathers' kill, where he gets his arm shot off, and then like the Predator hits him with the blade and hoists him up, or like Bill Duke's kill when he gets like basically like his head, like he gets like shot and it's like all splattery, and yeah, the effects are great. And then you got an iconic villain with the Predator. Like I don't know if they knew like how iconic the Predator was gonna be, when they were making this, but like the Predator is like a piece of pop culture. Like I like everyone knows the mask, everyone knows the look. It's such an iconic look, and it's just like a iconic villain in the sense of, it was almost like impossible to beat adversary. So it's just like it aided, like it helped the tension of the movie, because it was like there it was just like bleak. It was like we're all gonna die. We're trapped in you know, we're trapped in the jungle, and like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like we're trapped in a jungle. We're exposed to the elements, and we got this unbeatable alien that's trying to kill us. So yeah, great villain, and the 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 third act in this movie was absolutely fantastic. Arnold just he killed it. Like this third act, like I don't even know. I can't even put it into words, but the third act was just so intense. It was so satisfying. It did not disappoint. It never disappoints anytime you rewatch this. So there you go. But anyways, that has been my review of Predator. In terms of a recommendation, if you have not seen this, I would absolutely recommend it. It's a classic. It's on Tubi right now for like I believe like 11 more days. So if you haven't seen it, check it out or rewatch it if you want. But yeah, that has been my review of Predator, and that has been my recommendation. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.